Hello, hello, hello. Please comment and subscribe because one thing that I will tell you about my life and everything that I have said on my cartoon life, all right? You know the subject, you know everything. Now, let's roll how my life is going to be in my animated life. Me, Miguel from Embargo Man, as a Looney Tune. Hello, this is Miguel from the Embargo Man channel, and I have to tell you one thing. After all this time, I am telling you this. There's the my life as a Looney Tune character, even though I do love Bugs Bunny, put it that way, but for the same reason why. For the same reason why I will tell you one thing. In my animated life, in my cartoon life, if I wanted to be a Looney Tune, my choice of being a Looney Tune will be my second favorite character, Porky. Why I choose to be Porky Pig? Let me tell you for one single reason. One single reason why I would be Porky Pig, because sometimes I have read a book from this wonderful YouTuber that I always write. I know who I am talking about. Why? Somebody that loves pigs, that loves Apple products and all that stuff, and to her, you look so great in that red dress, and I wonder why Petunia is blonde. And I tell you why Petunia Pig is blonde. Why? Because after all this time, so many years, so many trying to do silliness and on Embargo Man, and I try to keep up with products that sucks, product that rocks, and all in between, reviewing products and that stuff. Even I reviewed a radio. Out of suddenly, I not to mention, because later on I'm gonna mention the name of this woman that I truly have the crush, or that I read her story. Her aunt gave her a computer. She was hanging out with friends, and let me tell you what, in my case, right? Putting myself as Porky Pig is the number one reason why I wanted to become Porky Pig is, look at this. I, Miguel, become as Porky Pig. So this piggy, Porky, Porky has always saying, he always ends his line. So I end my line for this because one woman in particular gotta notice me. Porky, always very curious about Petunia. Petunia, in the other hand, Petunia this time is a blonde pig, and Petunia sees something spark. All right? I mean, this is putting myself in my cartoon life, right? In my Looney Tune life. And this piggy, I could say the 300 page bill video from Petunia. He's looking at it. You know, Porky always follows Petunia on social media, subscribe to her, and then Porky having less subscribers and less subscribers and trying to build up his reputation on the YouTube channel, in the YouTube streaming. But after all of this, with Porky looking for his love life, and I'll tell you what, who would Petunia would be. Petunia has traveled the world. Petunia always loved gadgets, and I knew that Porky always looked over Petunia, and Petunia was sick. Porky was there saying a prayer for Petunia to heal. All right. And talking about Petunia and Petunia the pig, all right, that's what it is. Most likely, I will show you what it is and what Porky has doing lately. Put this piggy, Porky, and has seen Petunia. Just to say that I'm gonna say Petunia's life has been not so messed up. You know, Petunia's mother has passed away, and all of Petunia losing the mother. I mean, I'm Porky always follow up with Petunia all the time, you know. But let me tell you, who is this pig? And let me tell you this hog. I'm gonna tell you who's Buddy, and I'll show you who's Buddy. Well, that's Buddy Hog right there, right? Buddy Hog was Petunia's ex. Buddy had made Petunia troubling. I mean, Petunia in Greece, right? Something Petunia. Talking about Buddy Hog being heartbroken and all that stuff. You know, let me just say Buddy Hog, right? And within this cartoon life coming perfect, you know, this is where I go with my cartoon life. If Petunia never met Buddy Hog, you know, Porky would finally meet Petunia. The main thing about Petunia and Porky, they meet up together in South America. All right, and they meet in a town called Woman Behind the Hills, right? So Porky and Petunia meet each other, and they fall in love. You know, Porky wants to do his YouTube video. He wants to gain some subscribers. Petunia, on the other hand, do help, and suddenly, one thing that we all know about Petunia. Petunia's blonde in this story, putting myself as Porky Pig, is that when they like each other, Porky is always that pig, always just one female hog. He is dedicated to one female hog. So Porky and Petunia go live together. Porky got his YouTube channel getting 1,000 subscribers and 1,000 subscribers, and when it hit the mark, Petunia already with 7,000 plus 7 million plus subscribers for Petunia. Porky, in the other hand, always be loyal to Petunia. He never cheats, but Let me just lesson of all this. Porky and Petunia go together like peas and carrots. They go anywhere around the world, you know, globetrotting, Apple events, WDC, whatever, and then finally Porky and Petunia will have piglets. And man, you imagine that, piglets. And that's what my cartoon life would be. Suddenly a very well, and in return, that for me in my cartoon life would be so much sweeter, that I have Petunia on my side and love Petunia. But after all, in my case scenario, Petunia is a blonde pig, like Miss Piggy, but this is Petunia, all right? So, and that's how my life as a cartoon character, as a Looney Tune, would be so much sweeter, because I knew that ever since I got from my former roommates a book from this YouTuber, I would share my feelings to her, or feelings to you if you are watching. And the reason why I wanted to be that cartoon character, because this woman, since she was a little girl raised in a farm, she loves pigs, right? She has this love for pigs, that she sees them cute in all of them, that the only reason why I wanted to become Porky Pig is because I want to be loved. And I want to be so loved that I finally want somebody in my life that I am very loyal, very respectful. I do have my doubts about things in my past. It wasn't shaky for me before I read this book, and I read it again. I would say about my life and my cartoon life would be so much better, so much sweeter. And then I would say to this distancy, in the animated life, Petunia would be happy, and she'll be glowing up that red dress like there's no tomorrow. Porky would be shocked. Yes, Porky. But after all, real life taking too long, whatever it is, this is what it is. In real life, things didn't happen, but in the cartoon life, but if I met Petunia, it would be having that sweet life in there. Petunia in my alter ego, and to me as Porky. Petunia is a blonde pig. Why Petunia is a blonde pig? Because this YouTuber that I see videos every day, go and travel, whatever. Yeah, and then after all, Petunia she has this pork shop, because Petunia has the love for jujitsu. All right, Petunia pig has a love for jujitsu, and Porky right there will stand for her. Let's go. Porky, in the other hand, would introduce to dancing tango. Porky will dance with Petunia. Petunia want to dance salsa, and here we go. Porky and Petunia dance together, and that's would be the life of myself as Porky Pig. I will have a better life as a cartoon character than me in real life. But saying that way, that this Pitts Porker, that's Petunia, and Porky Pig, me, it would be a very beautiful life. I would say it would be a very beautiful life. Why? Because I want somebody that do respect, that have everything in between, you know, and I know I am up to the challenge of everything. Why? Because I know that I have learned from everything in life, that imagine myself as Porky Pig is for one particular YouTuber to see who I am. I am loyal, faithful, one girl guy mentality, and I will never ever go out, and I am serious in my relationship. Why? Because I will never cheat. And guys like that, you know, you're gonna see a beautiful woman and you have never read a book about her. I will say it in my next video. So that's it for my Embargo Man channel. I'm out of here. Please subscribe, hit the bell button, and that's all, folks.